They glide silently, cold and deadly. But this time, things didn't go as expected. From furious felines to relentless birds, these snakes found out what happens when the predator becomes the prey. Get ready for a sequence of wild twists, because here are the 15 snakes that messed with the wrong opponent. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel and leave a like. Now, let's get started. Number 15, Snake vs. Golden Lion Tamarin. In the dense rainforest, an unlikely duel unfolds. On one side, the snake, silent, sinuous, patient as time itself. On the other, the golden lion Tamarin, small, vibrant, restless. A shard of sunlight jumping between the branches. The snake has no need to hurry. Its body is pure efficiency, muscles that flow like water and contract like steel. It's an ambush predator, a living shadow, trained for the perfect strike. Its eyes never blink, and its forked tongue senses the world with a precision that makes any human technology seem like a toy. The golden lion Tamarin is the complete opposite. It is pure energy, a tiny golden comet. Where the snake is silence, the Tamarin is noise. Where the reptile hides, the primate flaunts. Its small, sharp claws are more for gripping fruit than enemies, but underestimating this little acrobat is a mistake. It moves with unpredictable speed, leaping from branch to branch as if gravity were merely a suggestion. The snake, cold and patient, waits. The Tamarin, clever and nervous, observes. The tension is almost poetic, a duel between calculation and chaos. In terms of natural weapons, the reptile has the clear advantage. Venom, constriction, or sheer muscular strength, depending on the species, it can end the fight with one well-calculated move. The Tamarin, on the other hand, has agility and intelligence on its side. It doesn't fight, it escapes with style, and sometimes, fleeing is the most elegant way to win. If the fight were direct, the snake would logically win, but the Tamarin isn't foolish. It knows when an enemy isn't ripe for confrontation. It screams, calls the group, creates a real commotion. When the other Tamarins arrive, the snake gets the message. Now the feast has turned into chaos, and snakes don't like chaos. They prefer solitude. So who is stronger? Physically, the snake takes the trophy effortlessly. In cunning and survival, the golden lion Tamarin is the true master. It doesn't need to win, it just needs to stay alive. And in that, it is an Olympic champion. But tell me, viewer, who would you side with? The cold, lethal, precise snake, or the golden, noisy, impossible to catch Tamarin? Perhaps the real answer lies within you, between instinct and curiosity, between silence and scream, because deep down, we all have a little snake, and a little golden lion Tamarin too. Number 14, Snake vs. Wildcat. In the silent savanna or dense forest, two predators face off. On one side, the snake, sinuous, cold, patient, pure muscle, ready to strike. On the other, the wildcat, fast, curious, moving like a shadow among the leaves. It's a meeting of tension and reflex between arrow and shield. The snake starts the duel motionless, confident in its greatest asset, patience. It is a killer of time. It can wait hours, days, weeks. Its body is a living rope coiled in promises of pain. The strike is a single, precise, invisible motion. In the blink of an eye, fangs, or constriction. Depending on the species, the blow may deliver neurotoxic venom or the crushing force of dozens of kilograms per square centimeter. But the wildcat, it's no ordinary domestic feline turned fierce. It's distilled agility. Its paws touch the ground as if air were holding it up. It doesn't hunt, it plays. Its gaze is strategic, reading the snake's movements like an open book. Every head tilt, every imagined rattle is a line interpreted with precision. When the snake rises, the cat has already leapt. Claws come first, sharp as scalpels. It doesn't need to kill quickly, it needs to tire. The feline instinct is to play until the prey surrenders. The problem, the snake doesn't play, it waits for the mistake. One false move and the strike comes. A dry click in the air. A venomous fang seeks flesh, but the cat retreats, arches its back, growls low. The dance continues. Strikes, dodges, hisses. The jungle is the stage, suspense the conductor. In terms of attributes, the snake wins in strength and venom. Its body is a biological weapon. Venom that can paralyze, kill, digest. Discreet, economical, deadly. The wildcat, however, wins in agility and reflexes. Its night vision is elite. Its balance, unmatched. Where the snake bets on precision, the cat plays with unpredictability. Ultimately, in open terrain, the cat has the advantage advantage. It doesn't strike, it leaps. Its paws reach the snake's neck before venom finds its mark. One blow, two, and the snake becomes a dead leather necklace. But in tight terrain, with less room to maneuver, the reptile can turn the game. One successful strike and the cat falls, defeated by its own audacity. Still, on average, the wildcat is the winner. It wins through cunning, flexibility, and an instinct that borders on supernatural. The snake has venom, but the cat has brains and video game reflexes. And you, viewer, who read this far, which side would you choose? The cold silence of the serpent, or the feline fury that turns every fight into a spectacle? Be careful choosing. The answer may be hidden in the underbrush, watching with yellow eyes, or slithering from behind, ready to strike. Number 13, Snake vs. Mongoose. The snake glides like a living shadow, its sinuous body tracing the ground in absolute silence. Its eyes, hypnotic emeralds, stare at its opponent with calculated coldness. It is a perfect predator. Muscles, venom, patience, all condensed in one creature. One mistake, one bite, and the opponent falls within minutes. Ahead of it stands the mongoose. Small, yes. Fragile, not at all. That vibrant, restless gaze carries something the snake lacks. Daring. The mongoose fears nothing. And that is precisely what makes it dangerous. On one side, the snake, the empire of venom. Its body can reach 2 meters of pure tension, its fangs sharp as blades, injecting toxins that paralyze and kill before prey realizes what happened. Patient, lethal, precise, queen of silence. On the other, the mongoose, a furry lightning bolt, fast as thought, with reflexes that would make a ninja blush. It doesn't just face snakes, it taunts them, mocks them, dances before them. Its small body hides tense muscles and impressive agility. Additionally, the mongoose has natural resistance to the venom of many snakes, a true glitch in nature's matrix. If it were a fight, the scenario would be worthy of a legendary ring. The snake coils, body in an S shape, hood vibrating, ready to strike. The mongoose zigzags, eyes fixed on the target, tail raised like a war banner. The strike comes, fast, precise, but the mongoose is already gone. A lateral jump, a spin, and it counterattacks with a bite to the neck. This battle is pure tension and calculation. The snake bets on the precision of a single fatal blow, the mongoose on an endless sequence of evasions and millimeter-perfect attacks. One is the sniper, the other the boxer. Points for the snake, reach, power, venom, presence. Points for the mongoose, reflex, courage, resistance, cleverness. But nature has already decided this battle centuries ago. In regions of Africa and Asia where both meet, the score is almost always the same. The mongoose wins. It doesn't just survive, and it dominates. The snake may rule venom, but the mongoose rules the scene. In the end, the mongoose walks away with the snake's body in its mouth, tail wagging triumphantly. A 50-centimeter warrior defeats a 2-meter monster. The jungle applauds, or at least it seems to. And you, reader, who are you rooting for? If it's the snake, perhaps you like high-risk bets. But if it's the mongoose, well, maybe you also have a bit of that rebellious spirit, the kind that faces the impossible, laughs at danger, and still walks away with the trophy in its mouth. Number 12, Snake vs. Hawk. On the dry horizon, the heat shimmers like a mirage, and the silence is broken only by the sound of wings cutting through the wind. Up above, the hawk, king of the skies, watches. Its eyes, sharp as blades, sweep the ground with surgical precision. Nothing escapes that vision, which sees 8 times better than a human. Below, camouflaged among leaves and dust, a snake glides. Slow, calculating, cold. A predator that doesn't need to hurry, only the right moment. The hawk is pure speed. Its curved, sharp talons can penetrate the skin of prey far tougher than snake scales. When it dives, the world bends. The air whistles. Time seems to stop. An impact of over 150 km/h, force, precision, and audacity condensed in a single being. It dominates the heights, the terrain from which death arrives without warning. The snake, on the other hand, is the opposite. Absolute silence, deadly patience. Its body is a living spring, ready to strike. It senses vibrations in the ground the hawk could never hear, and when it strikes, it does so with finger snap speed. If venomous, one bite is enough to turn the predator into prey. If constricting, it relies on a crushing embrace, an embrace that leaves no room to breathe. The hawk, however, is no fool. It knows the danger hidden in that sinuous movement. It never approaches directly. It tests the enemy, circles in the air, provokes, waits for the strike, and when it comes, it dodges masterfully. It's a duel of reflexes, instincts, and pure physics. One mistake, and it's over. But the snake is patient too. Every missed strike by the hawk is a golden opportunity. A precise strike could trap a wing, immobilize the flight, and then it's over. The problem? The hawk doesn't play on the snake's terrain. It plays on its own. It dominates the air, and that's where it decides the battle. When it hits the perfect moment, it swoops down in a lethal dive, drives its talons into the snake's head, and lifts it off the ground like a trophy. The venom loses power when the body is suspended, helpless. The snake writhes, trying to bite the empty air, but the winged predator is already out of reach. The hawk rises, circles, and with a precise beak strike, ends the fight. Silence. Only the sound of the wind and the rustle of feathers. Winner, the hawk. Strength, strategy, and mastery of the environment spoke louder. It didn't just win, it commanded respect. Now tell me, and you? Would you side with the hawk, Lord of the Skies, or the snake, Queen of Cunning? If you were down there, what would be your strategy? Stay still and wait for the strike, or soar above the problem? Because, in the end, nature is a mirror. Sometimes we are the snake, silent and patient. Other times, the hawk, ready to dive head first. So, which one lives inside you? Number 11, snake versus owl, snake. Versus owl, the duel of shadows, night is a silent battlefield. Among the leaves, the nearly imperceptible sound of something sliding, a snake. Cold, patient, a thread of muscle and venom stitching the ground. Above, two golden eyes light up like ancient lanterns. The owl awakens. No fanfare, no warning. Just the clash between creeping cunning and winged silence. The snake, master of disguise, reads the world through heat. Every vibration in the ground is a line on its deadly map. Its muscles form a perfect machine, capable of striking in less than the blink of an eye. Literally. It doesn't need to run. Its whole body is a compressed spring, ready to deliver venom and end the fight in seconds. Its jaws open like a biological trapdoor. Flexible joints, curved fangs, glands ready. If the strike lands, it's game over. But the owl doesn't play the same game. It rewrites the rules. While the snake relies on touch and heat, the owl rules the darkness. Its feathers are engineered for absolute silence. Every wing beat inaudible. It is the aerial equivalent of a ghost with talons. And what talons? Capable of piercing a rat's skin, a frog's shell, and yes, a careless snake's scales. The confrontation is a duel of invisible speeds. The snake bets on a single perfect strike. The owl on 1,000 micro decisions calculated by sound. It hears the body gliding on the ground, the faintest breath, the friction of scales. And before the strike even happens, it's already gone. An aerial strike, a neck twist, and the prey is immobilized. In real combat, the advantage belongs to the owl. It dominates the night with a precision the snake simply cannot match. Snakes are lethal but predictable. Owls are strategists. They attack from above in the dark without warning. While the snake must aim, the owl just listens, plans, and acts. However, it would be unfair to diminish the snake. It is the symbol of patience and efficiency. It wastes no energy, rushes nothing, and maintains a coldness few predators can sustain. If the owl miscalculates, if it comes too close, the strike can be instant. The venom, decisive. But nature's statistics are clear. Owls frequently hunt snakes. Snakes rarely hunt owls. Score, nature 1, reptiles 0. Winner, the owl. Not by strength, but by tactical intelligence, mastery of the air, and near supernatural hearing. And now, let's be honest. If you were in the dark, hearing that distant ooh, would you stay calm? Exactly. The owl saw you before you even thought of running. And the snake? Well, it didn't even have time to understand what happened. So tell me, viewer, which side would you take? The calculated silence of the owl, or the venomous calm of the snake? Choose carefully. The forest is listening. Number 10, snake versus falcon. The sun rises high in the desert. The air shimmers with heat and the ground seems to boil. It is on this stage of dust and silence that two hunters meet. The snake, master of patience and venom, and the falcon, the feathered lightning of the skies. The snake, Cold, meticulous, sinuous, doesn't need to run, it waits. Every muscle is a steel thread coiled. Every scale reflects the slightest movement in the environment. It senses the world with its tongue, smell, vibration, presence. A natural radar. Its attack, a single strike. Quick as a thought, lethal as a verdict. One bite, and the venom begins its work. Silent, invisible, relentless. No warning, only the end. Above, the falcon slices through the air like a living blade. Its vision is legendary. It can spot a mouse kilometers away, and now focuses on the undulating silhouette below. The air goes silent, a dive. 200 kilometers per hour. Wings retract, body transforms into a projectile. It doesn't attack, it falls. The world disappears. Only the target exists. The snake realizes too late. It tries to retreat, raises its body, hisses, defends, but the falcon is already there. Talons, sharp as iron blades, strike with scalpel-like precision. One hit to the head region where the venom hides. It knows exactly where to strike. The fight is short, brutal, almost poetic. A duel between air and earth, between lightness and venom, between instinct and speed. The snake tries to coil around the enemy's legs, but the falcon is an aerial artist. It ascends, spins, pulls, the reptile sways, loses control, is lifted high. Up there, the outcome is inevitable. The falcon releases. The snake falls. Gravity does the rest. On the ground, silence returns. The falcon lands next to the motionless body, adjusts its feathers, and observes, not out of cruelty, but by nature. The perfect predator, a machine of precision and courage. Snake points, stealth, lethal venom, resilience, environmental awareness. Falcon points, superhuman vision, incredible reflexes, devastating aerial attack, predatory intelligence. Both are symbols of power, but only one dominates the open field. The falcon wins, not by luck, but by control of space. It owns the sky, and whoever owns the sky owns the world. Now tell me, viewer, who were you rooting for? Because admit it, part of you wanted to see venom triumph over flight, didn't you? But that's nature. Sometimes the ruler in the sky also commands what crawls below. In the end, the falcon didn't just win, it reigned. And you, would you be more snake, patient, silent, or more falcon, fast and precise? Number 9. Snake versus wolf. In the open field, tension is almost tangible. On one side, the snake glides silently, cold, precise, patient. On the other, the wolf walks firmly, alert, proud, pure muscle and instinct. Two predators meeting perhaps for the first time, and the air seems to stop. The snake is a study in lethal efficiency. Every move is calculated, no waste. It doesn't need to run, it doesn't need to roar. Its weapon is built in: venom, fangs, and speed. A strike that can reach 2/3 of its body length in fractions of a second. So fast the human eye barely follows. The snake doesn't miss. And if it hits, it's over. The wolf, that's another story. It is strategy and teamwork condensed into one creature. Even alone, it carries the memory of the pack, the art of hunting, reading the enemy, counterattacking. It is resilient, agile, and knows when to act. Its teeth, around 6 centimeters of pure pressure, are demolition tools. It doesn't kill just with force, it kills with persistence. The snake, confident, raises its body and hisses, a dry sound as if the air itself were cutting glass. The wolf steps back slightly, eyes fixed. It knows a mistake here doesn't cost a bite. It costs life. The strike comes, a flash in the grass. The wolf dodges with the reflex of a born hunter. A circle begins. It attacks. He pivots. It tries to coil. He evades. A duel of patience and endurance. The snake wants to end it quickly. The wolf wants to wear it down. In endurance, the wolf wins. In precision, the snake dominates. Venom can kill, but only if it hits. And here lies the snake's weakness. Missing is fatal. The wolf, noticing the pattern, strikes with a leap that seems choreographed. It's a gray streak in the air. Teeth find the scaly body. A dry snap. End of combat. Winner, the wolf. The snake is deadly, but the wolf is complete. Strength, strategy, reflexes, and endurance form a package few creatures in nature can surpass. It is the kind of fighter who wins not just with a bite, but with intelligence. And that makes all the difference. Now tell me, viewer, which side would you be on? The snake's cold, calculated silence, or the intelligent, wild fury of the wolf? Be honest. Didn't you feel like howling a little too? Number 8. Snake versus African wild dog. The snake glides silently through dry grass, a thread of muscle and venom honed by nature for a single task: to kill quickly. It doesn't need claws, sharp teeth, or brute force. It has calculation, patience, and venom, capable of taking down a mammal in minutes. Its eyes fixed, forked tongue tasting the air. The invisible predator. On the other side, the African wild dog appears. A true strategist of the savannah. Not a solitary warrior, but a general. Instead of silence, there is noise. Instead of ambush, there is coordination. Every step, every bark, part of a hunting symphony. It doesn't face the hunt alone. The pack is a living machine, calibrated by instinct and hunger. The snake coils, ready to strike. In fractions of a second, it can spring and sink its fangs into any distracted target. But the wild dog doesn't get distracted. It observes movement, calculates timing, and waits. While the serpent focuses on one, another dog flanks. One mistake, just one, enough. In pure strength, the snake is lethal but limited. Its attack is a single shot, miss, and it is vulnerable. The wild dog, on the other hand, is endurance. It does not tire, does not retreat, and even if wounded, continues the hunt. While the snake intimidates with raised hood and deadly hiss, the dog steps forward, teeth bared, and the pack closes in. There's no room for heroics when the enemy comes as a team. The snake strikes, fast, precise, but the dog dodges, bites, and retreats. Another comes from behind, another strike, and another. The venom is dangerous, but collective instinct is faster. The reptile coils, tries to escape, but the jungle is cruel to those who fight alone. In a few minutes, the champion of strikes is immobilized, defeated by tactics, not force. Winner, the African wild dog. The snake may symbolize fear, but the dog symbolizes unity. One is a solitary killer, the other a strategic team player. In nature's arena, venom is powerful, but intelligence and coordination are lethal. Now tell me, curious viewer, are you more snake or more wild dog? Alone, trusting your single perfect strike, or preferring pack strength, where each step is a plan and every victory shared? Think about it, because in life's jungle, a quick strike isn't always as valuable as a well-coordinated strategy. Number 7, snake versus young crocodile. Imagine the encounter between two symbols of reptilian power. On one side, the snake, master of stealth, a body of intertwined muscles and lethal precision. On the other, the young crocodile, a miniature tank with armor-like scales and jaws capable of ending any argument with a single snap. The snake is the shadow in motion. Cold, calculating eyes analyze every breath of the opponent. Its body is pure elasticity, ready to coil, strangle, bite, and retreat. It doesn't need to run. It only waits for the right moment, the mistake, the hesitation. When it strikes, time seems to stop. A shot of pure biological precision. Depending on the species, venom may dissolve muscles, paralyze nerves, or simply extinguish consciousness in seconds. The young crocodile, on the other hand, is the opposite of subtlety, force in compact form. Even at a young age, it carries the legacy of predators who have ruled rivers and lakes for millions of years. Its skin feels like stone, yet is alive, pulsating, made to resist prey, claws, and even low-caliber bullets. Its jaws exert over 1,000 kilograms of pressure per square centimeter, enough to crush shells, bones, and dreams. But there's a detail. The young crocodile is still inexperienced. It has strength, but no strategy. The snake, however, is a born strategist. While the small reptile relies on surprise and ambush, she can fight anywhere. Dry land, vegetation, even water. Her musculature is multifunctional, can immobilize, suffocate, and kill without a drop of blood. In direct confrontation, the young crocodile tries a frontal attack, a quick bite, but the snake reads the body perfectly. A twist, a dodge, and she's already on the opponent's back, coiling like a living chain. Every second, the grip tightens, air is cut off, and the crocodile's youthful strength turns to desperation. Even if it tries to drag the snake into water, the reptile knows not to let go. When its body finally relaxes, the snake wins, not just by force, but by ancient patience. Winner, the snake, the silent predator, the engineer of death, the symbol of precision over brute force. The young crocodile may be born king of the river, but in the jungle, royalty without experience is just illusion. And you? Which side would you take? The blind strength or the cold mind? Think carefully, because if you were in the swamp, the snake would have already decided before you even realized the danger. Number 6, snake versus margay. Leopardus weedi. Imagine the scene, a humid clearing in the Amazon, the ground covered with leaves and the air heavy with anticipation. On one side, the snake, cold, patient, deadly. On the other, the margai, a feline so agile and stealthy that even the branches seem to bend as it passes. Two silent hunters, two opposite strategies. The snake, master of stillness, is pure tension in muscle form. Each scale reflects the green glow of the environment, and its fixed eyes calculate distance and movement with predator-like precision. It doesn't need to run, doesn't need to expend energy. A nearly imperceptible glide, and the strike happens in an instant. Whether boa, anaconda, or parrot snake all share the same philosophy: wait, wrap, suffocate. The body's strength is its weapon. An adult boa can exert over 30 kilograms of pressure per square centimeter, enough to stop the circulation of a medium-sized mammal in seconds. On the other side, the margai is the complete opposite. Where the reptile is patience, the feline is pure, refined impulsivity. Small, yes, around 4 to 9 kilograms, but incredibly lethal in feline scale. A born acrobat, capable of walking upside down on branches, something few cats in the world can do. Its muscles are light and explosive, and its retractable claws are like scalpel blades. And the eyes, two golden headlights analyzing, calculating, and attacking before the prey even notices. Now imagine the theoretical duel. The snake tries to assert dominance with its extended body, raised hood, or slow hypnotic movements. The margai watches tensely, tail twitching lightly. It knows one mistake is fatal. A precise strike from the snake could seal its fate. But if there's one thing the margai masters, it's reaction timing. It doesn't attack impulsively. When it does, it's like a lightning bolt slicing through the air. The snake strikes, the cat jumps, and here's the fundamental difference. The margai thinks in 3 dimensions, while the snake acts in 2. The feline climbs, spins, falls, and returns to the attack from above, from the side, from behind. It gives no chance. A precise bite to the reptile's neck could decide the fight. Even if the snake tries to coil around the cat, the margai is small enough to escape, and fast enough to avoid being caught twice. Of course, if the snake were much larger, an adult anaconda for example, the game would change. The margai would lack the weight or strength to break the constriction, but in a balanced scenario with a snake of comparable size, say a medium boa or large vine snake, feline agility outmatches serpentine strength. Winner, margai, gato maracaja. Fast, clever, and unpredictable. A jungle acrobat who would turn the snake into just another line on its long list of successful hunts. Now tell me, if you were in that forest, who would notice you first? The snake gliding beneath the leaves, or the margai watching from above in the shadows? Think carefully. Sometimes the real predator doesn't even need to move. Number 5, snake versus giant rabbit. The power of speed versus silent venom. On one side, the snake, master of patience and precision. On the other, the giant rabbit, a symbol of unexpected strength and supernatural reflexes. Two worlds collide, the cold, calculated crawl versus the frantic, explosive pulse. Who wins when cunning meets agility? The snake is pure condensed instinct. Its muscles act like biological springs, capable of launching its entire body in a lightning strike. A lunge can exceed 2 meters per second, and the target, if slow, is already lost. It doesn't need claws or sharp teeth. Its weapon is venom, a chemical cocktail designed to paralyze or dissolve tissue with surgical efficiency. One touch, one bite, and the opponent is seconds from losing control of its own body. But the giant rabbit is no frightened rodent. Descended from the most robust European breeds, it can weigh up to 12 kilograms, with hind legs capable of leaps over 3 meters. Its legs are pistons of flesh, built for explosion and speed. Its ultra-sensitive hearing detects danger before the ground even feels it coming. While the snake bets on stealth, the rabbit plays with reaction time. And believe me, its speed can turn a predator into prey. With a single jump, it escapes the reach of deadly fangs. Its hind legs are strong enough to deliver a strike that could break the neck of small predators. A well-placed kick can toss the snake like a lifeless rope. On the other hand, the snake has something the rabbit doesn't: emotional resistance. It doesn't panic, doesn't flee, doesn't hesitate. It moves with millimetric calculation, waiting for the the perfect moment to strike. The rabbit depends on adrenaline, the snake on precision. It's the difference between lightning and scalpel. On paper, the duel seems balanced. Strength and speed against venom and strategy. But in the wild, logic is cruel. One bite from the snake can end all the rabbit's agility, and although the giant rabbit is fast, it needs space. Cornered, its strength is nothing against venom. The cold, patient snake only needs one opening, and it always finds one. Winner. Snake. It wins not by brute force, but by nature. The giant rabbit is a sprinter, the snake, a marathon assassin. Patience beats panic, venom beats muscle. Number 4, snake versus snowy owl. Silence versus venom. Imagine a white, icy field where sound is lost in the wind and cold cuts like a blade. This is the realm of the snowy owl, guardian of the Arctic. With pristine white feathers and golden eyes that see kilometers away, it is a silent predator made to kill unseen. But what if for a moment an enemy crawled beneath the snow? Snake, cold, patient, unblinking. The duel of hiss versus silence begins. The snake, even in hostile territory, is a biological tank. It doesn't rely on legs or wings, just sinuous movement, absolute body control, and ancient instinct. Its main weapon, venom, capable of paralyzing muscles, stopping respiration, and transforming prey into a meal in minutes. The strike is surgical, one bite, and fate is sealed. But there is a cruel twist: the cold. Cold-blooded snakes depend on the environment to regulate their temperature. On ice, movement's slow, the body stiffens, reactions lag. It's like running in slow motion while the enemy flies. Enter the snowy owl, silent, invisible against the white horizon. Its feathers are designed for absolute stealth. Every wing beat is a whisper. Its ears detect the slightest rustle under the ice. The shift of the snake's tail. Then, the dive. Curved, sharp talons strike with mathematical precision. No sound, no warning, only impact. A fully grown snowy owl can carry twice its weight and exerts impressive force with its talons, able to pierce small bones and hide with ease. Its vision is so sharp it sees a mouse blink from 100 meters away. For it, a slow snake is merely a target in slow motion. In direct combat, the owl has agility, vision, and aerial advantage. The snake has venom, but needs contact, something the owl doesn't allow. Cold works against the reptile, while the owl thrives in its environment. Survival, not fairness, is the rule. Winner, snowy owl, built to dominate the Arctic, where the snake should never venture. Its speed, territory, and precision trump venom that never reaches its mark. Number 3, snake versus giant squirrel. The giant squirrel, muscular, fast, with reflexes worthy of a hardcore video game, is a natural athlete. Its short but sharp claws act like tiny knives to tear bark or defend territory. Its leaps can reach 10 times its own body length. Almost impossible to hit. The snake is cold, silent, and patient. It doesn't run, jump, or scream. It waits. Its body is a living trap capable of crushing bones. Its venom, depending on species, is lethal. But even without it, a strong grip suffices. In this battle of lightning agility versus deadly precision, speed may grant the first strike, but not the last. Once ensnared, it's over. Winner, snake. Number 2. Snake versus fox. The snake is patient, cold, and silent. A predator that doesn't need to run. Its muscles are living steel cables, ready to crush, strangle, or suffocate. Its eyes, fixed and unblinking, calculate every enemy move. One mistake, bite, venom, end of game. Precision personified. The fox, however, is cunning, fast, and unpredictable. Its senses are sharp. It hears a leaf rustle and immediately knows danger or dinner. Its claws strike fast, leaps are precise, and intelligence is almost cruel. The snake may have strength, but the fox has strategy, and often wins before the fight even begins. Winner, fox. Number 1, snake versus wallaby. Precision versus explosive escape. Under the Australian sun, two worlds meet: the snake, cold, silent, muscles ready to strike; the wallaby, a small kangaroo relative with powerful legs and reflexes. An unlikely duel of crawling cunning versus explosive jumping. The snake, flexible and focused, is a precision expert. It waits. Its venom can drop larger prey. The strike is as fast as a whip, but only if it hits. The wallaby is pure agility, able to flee over 40 km away. It doesn't fight head on. It escapes, dodges, confuses. Sharp hearing detects even a tiny rustle, and its leaps put it out of reach before the snake can react. On paper, venom versus jump seems balanced. In reality, speed decides. The wallaby rarely lets the snake strike, surviving through evolutionary intelligence. Winner, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this content, subscribe to our channel and leave a like. Check out other interesting videos appearing on your screen now, and I'll see you in the next one. Until next time.